What is up, guys? Welcome back to this How to Grind channel. Today on the channel we're going to be showing you how to grind on a BMX bike. Before I show you guys how to grind, I'm going to show you what the basic grinds are. We're going to go over basically all the grinds, but I mean you can do some weird grinds. Like I've seen people take their grips off, do a handlebar grind. I wouldn't really consider that something you'd want to do because you're gripless. There's just unique ways you can grind, but we're going to show you the basic essentials and the fun ones with grips, how to grind. Real quick, I want to show you guys the bike parts we are going to be grinding on, doing the grinds we are going to be doing today. So here is my bike upside down with pegs on it. These go off the end of the wheels. That is what you usually would grind with. I also have this like 3D printed grind side pedal because the pins on there would like bite into whatever you're grinding, which would cause a lot of like friction and slow you down. So I have this nice smooth side that I like to use for like crank arm grinds. There's 3 different types of pegs. I ride plastic because that's like the most universal, friendly to grind with, but you do have to wax things a little more so, but the slide consistency is worth it. They also make steel pegs, which are a little heavier, but also will last for a long time. They also make aluminum pegs, which is a softer metal than steel, so it doesn't slide as much. So if you, even when you grind like an aluminum surface, you will notice that it is very sticky. So having an aluminum peg is great for really just doing stalls and being probably the lightest option for pegs. Like my plastic pegs have a aluminum internal just to keep it nice and strong, but the plastic slides a lot better. And this isn't a how to stall video, okay? We're grinding. I'm gonna start off by showing you guys the easiest grinds towards what I believe is the hardest grinds. Then I'll go into how you should learn them. Grind number 1 is the feeble grind. Back peg on the ledge, front wheel on the top. Second grind is the double peg grind, and it speaks for itself. Both pegs on whatever you are grinding. Third grind is going to be the Smith grind. It's the opposite of the feeble grind. So you have your front peg on the ledge, back tire on top of the ledge or rail. Next grind is the ice pick. So it's going to be just the back peg. It's a little more advanced. Keep the front wheel. Try to keep it over what you're grinding so it's not mistaken to be a feeble grind. You want to have it nice and up, but sometimes you do have to have it lower if you're doing a difficult trick out. But you guys, if you're watching this video, you're not there yet. The opposite of that, which is the toothpick grind. So this one, we're only going to have our front peg on the surface we are grinding, trying to keep the back peg taller than the ledge, but there's some easier options I'll show you in this video of how you can just kind of get your entry level toothpicks in. Our next grind on the list is the crank arm grind. This one's kind of like a board slide on a skateboard, but you're doing it on the bike. So you hop over, get the front wheel over the ledge, and then you put your crank, and it's kind of like half crank, half pedal, and you just slide across the top. Last one's really something you can only do on a rail unless you have a crazy unique street setup, and that is the crooked grind. You're going to be using 2 different sides of your bike, and you're going to be grinding. It could either be back right to front left or back left to front right. Either way, it's crooked, and this trick is a little easier on skinnier objects because your bike is not as like tilted. Now that you guys know the types of grinds and what they are, we're going to work on how you guys can learn this at home. That obviously wasn't every single grind, that's just like the basis that you guys can work on, even though some of them are hard. We're just going to work on some techniques that will get you grinding. If you're very new to BMX, you might not even know which side you want to grind on, because normally, and I would say probably like 90% of people that grind, they feel more comfortable on the side, their front foot, and I fall into this category as well. I ride right foot forward, so my normal grind is right side pegs. I do have pegs on the left side of my bike as well. That would be considered opposite grinding, like switch grinding. I was showing you guys a little bit of that earlier. So there's no wrong way to do it, it's all based on you. in order for you to maybe figure out, you just bought some pegs, you don't know which side you want to grind on, go to a curb or even a line and just do like a parallel hop and see which way feels better. I like going to the right, but you know, the left might feel better too. You could just hop back and forth over a line or even on the curb if you're comfortable with that, and figure out that's the side you want to hop towards. Because if it's like a rail that could be handlebar height, you want to do it your more comfortable way of parallel hopping in order to successfully do that. We have traveled back to the short, very low risk ledge, and we're going to start off with a double peg stall. We're not even going to jump to it yet. We're just going to put the bike up, put my foot on my pedal just so I have a third point of contact. And now it's just like I'm standing on the ledge and I'm sandwiching my pedal there. So there's not much balance there. Usually when you're grinding, you don't want to put your pedal down unless it's like kind of like a safety, correct yourself. But usually you would just want to be on the pegs. And doing this, you can kind of feel what it's like to balance, where you need your weight to be, lean your weight over the ledge. Since you have your tires on the inside, your sidewalls are going to kind of anchor into the ledge, hop off. You can push off the ledge that way, but it's different on a rail. But obviously they won't be touching on a rail either. So yeah, I can just, I almost want to say do the stall and then work on like just jumping off the ledge so you know how to land the grind you're on, or get back to the surface of the earth from the grind. So yeah, we did the double peg. Now we'll do the feeble. Put our pedal down to get us set up, and then we're gonna try to get your pedal off the ledge. I'm using my back leg against my seat as like a counterbalance, and you really want to be on the very center of your tire to balance. You don't want to try to feeble and have your wheel this far out because it'll push your back peg off the ledge. For feeble, you want to keep it like an inch or so and have it run parallel. That way you can infinity grind it. Now we're going to just step onto a Smith. Unlike a feeble, you can't run your back tire parallel with the edge of what you're grinding on because it will roll off. There is advanced techniques of leaning, because people can actually do this grind on rails by getting their back tire pinched on just the other side of the rail, and then you can actually keep grinding it. For a ledge, you kind of want to get your back tire out. The further you kick the back wheel out, the more time your bike has for it to roll off the end. So I'm gonna just sit into the Smith, get kind of comfortable with it. Now I'm gonna stand up, and I'm just gonna push off my front peg like that. For toothpicks and ice picks, since you're gonna be on only one point of contact, the front or the back peg, it is gonna be a little tricky to figure out how to stall that on a waxed metal ledge like this. So you might wanna be a little selective with your surface. Wood grabs really well, or even just like an unwaxed brick ledge will help you stall because there will be a lot of resistance for your bike to slide. But we'll figure out on this ledge because this is what we got right now. So we'll start with the ice pick, getting the double peg, and you want to just sit, get your weight back to where your front wheel feels kind of weightless, and then you can just lift it up and put it down. Just get a feel for that balance point. Let's see if we can hold on a little longer to help us like get ready to slide one. All right, put my foot down just to save myself. Nice. Try the front peg. I'm a little nervous of this one because this ledge is pretty slick, but I'll do it for you guys. Just to practice, I'm going to basically just lean forward and shift my back peg off, and then just the front afterwards. Because toothpick stall is a weird trick. So I'm gonna go back, forward, did a little bit of a slide too. Once you're comfortable with just the stepping onto the grind positions, you can try to work on stalling in that position, or just getting on the ledge with very minimal speed and not sliding. Just jump on and get off. The more comfortable you get with this, you can increase your speed, and which will increase your slide distance. Now we're gonna work at rolling towards the ledge, getting into a stall, starting off with the double peg, then do all the other ones I was showing you before, and also our angle. You gotta be specific about your angle choice here. I'm actually gonna come at this one pretty perpendicular, probably about 70-degree angle. Going at it this way, my momentum will be traveling on top of the ledge. So if I do fall, I'll just be closer to the ground, and it's not gonna be that bad because, you know, I'm a foot closer to the ground. Less angle, I got a little slide. Smith stall. I slid. First grind. Good way to work on just getting comfortable getting on the ledge. Low risk, and then working on developing that stall into a slide. Once you get comfortable jumping on a ledge, you might want to try to jump on a rail, repeat the process, but we're going to go over to the rail quick and talk about a little more risk a rail has to offer and just look out for them. So here we are, we got a little rail. Say you're going to go hop on the rail. Let's say your back peg doesn't make it. You won't really notice something has gone wrong until you get right up here. And you'll come to a quick, immediate stop, which would throw you over the handlebars, and I'll insert a clip of what that would look like because I'm not going to do that right now. I have done it, it happens, but just you need to look out for the uprights. Those things will eliminate you. Obviously a rail is skinnier, so if you're gonna do anything like a feeble, you have to be a little more precise. But I honestly like feeble and rails because that precision makes sure you do a feeble correctly and you can do the whole rail like you saw in the beginning of this video. I did a little feeble no footer. Another difference with the rail is, unlike the ledge, you don't have anything to press the inside of the bottom tires on. You can see you can't really push off the rail as you would on a ledge. You really got to do it the proper way to get off, which is like pull up, bunny hop out. And I'm going to break down each grind and give you guys little individual tips that help with every specific grind because everything's a little different. Starting off with the double peg grind. Just how we are working on like using our front foot. You can use that as like a little cheat code to help counter your misbalance, and a lot of people won't even notice. It will have another point of contact which will cause more friction. The grind might not feel as smooth, but you will land it. This ledge is pretty short. We do not want to case our peg, which would be not getting your peg on the ledge. So if I was coming at it this way, went for a feeble grind, bam, the end of the ledge would be the same effect as the upright on a rail. You wouldn't want to do that, so work on just jumping in the middle of the ledge. Don't try to do the whole ledge when you're starting off. Best tip for the double peg, I'm going to tell you guys, just have your balance pretty equal over both pegs. Preferably just center your weight and maybe lean a little bit into the ledge, just a little bit, because leaning in will help you push that weight you've leaned in away from the ledge, which will help you successfully land the grind and get off the ledge. Like if I like lean out, you don't really have much to work with there, but if I lean my weight in, and then I can really get away. That was a dramatic example, just showing you guys. You want to lean a little bit in the ledge just so you can push out. Now we're going to do the feeble grind. This ledge is great because it has this angle iron here, which makes it slide good, which is also a visual reference of where I want my tire to be. I really wouldn't want it on the concrete on this, because then you start getting a little crooked and your back peg could fall off, which is no fun. But if you stay nice and close on the metal there, you're going to be cruising. Just got to keep it parallel. When I feeble grind, I kind of like bring my chest into the bars a little bit just to hug my weight a little forward because we're sitting back. If I lean back, I'd probably pop up into an ice pick. Next one, we're going to do the Smith grind. I'm going to go over to the rail real quick and show you guys kind of what a rail smith looks like. Definitely an advanced grind move, but just to expand your guys' knowledge of the grind world, we'll show you guys one of those. Now we're on to the toothpick grind. A couple ways to do this one. I'll show you on the rail here. So the variables of this trick is if you're just doing a tooth and your back end is on the side you hopped on, I would just call that more of like a traditional toothpick. These are dangerous though because if you drop it, it angles you right into the upright. Okay, so you do need to take consideration of that. I definitely had to sacrifice myself just so you guys know what it's like when you are hitting an upright on a toothpick. I'll show you what went wrong there just so we all understand what happened. You guys see on the pyramid here, the uprights aren't at the complete end. I was trying to just do the flat part, but I was still leaned in and my front wheel was kind of under the rail because I was leaning so far like away from it that it caught the upright. So we're gonna just do the traditional tooth over on this very safe, user-friendly ledge, even though I do like doing this on something a little taller. The version of the toothpick I prefer is called a toothpick hangover. That's where you put your front peg on, you're grinding, and you let your back wheel hang over. By hanging your back wheel over, you can really get a little more centered over the balance point. Last little practice exercise you guys can work on. You may not have a ledge near you, but most of us do have a curb. This curb just happens to be at a skate park, but honestly the longer the curb the better, preferably a painted curb so you don't tear through your sidewalls. You can just do like front wheel pickups and do what we call a ghost feeble, where you're in a feeble grind position but your peg is not hitting the curb because it's not tall enough. Basically anything that is lower than a peg, we would call that a curb or a one stair. I think that's what I can show you guys here at this park on how to grind. Go out and give it a try, get some pegs, do some research, find out if you prefer plastic pegs, steel pegs, or aluminum. Hopefully you guys aren't the only rider where you're at. Maybe you can jump on a buddy's bike and figure out what you're into. Personally, I've rode all three, and after over a decade of peg research, I'm pretty honed in on plastic. There's more pros than cons, so that's just what I think. You probably are a different rider than me. I try to be a little universal, dabble with a little bit of everything. Also, I obviously didn't do every single grind possible. Let me know what you guys thought of this video and if it helped you out on your grinding journey. I'd appreciate if you guys left a like if you liked the video. Consider subscribing if you're new here. Comment below possibly some other tutorials you would like me to do, and I might do them, might bring back the tutorials. If you guys want to further support the channel, check out huskynation.shop. We should have new stuff out